Love Volume 2.
Thank
That is
you.
great. It's all from your personal experience, as you've said, and you've put a lot of yourself and your soul into this one, haven't you?
Absolutely. I mean, all of these, volume one, volume two, and the forthcoming volume three were all recorded at the same time. I took in exactly the songs I wanted to record. I'd spent a lot of time working on them. I did, rarely for me, I did some demos at home, just acoustic demos. I spent a long time writing the record, but it's 19 songs. So it's a lot of music. Um, but the thing about the second one is well, about all of them, I didn't know how I was going to sequence the songs, and that's a really important part of making records is getting the actual running order correct, and it's very hard to know how to do that. I mean, it used to be easier in the old days with vinyl because you had side one, five tracks maybe, and then side two, and you could sort of plan it like a sort of chapters in a book. But of course, these days people can select what songs they want to listen to. They can change the order themselves, but I didn't feel that was in. I still felt I needed to have a running order, but I didn't know how it was going to go. So when I put volume one together, it was a kind of instinctive need to give a kind of full overview of the eclectic nature of the music because it's pretty eclectic. This collection of songs. But once that was done, I thought, no, volume two, I want to establish the sort of center ground. I want it to be as much as I possibly can be a presentation of kind of a rock artist in a sort of fluid state. And so, it's obviously a bit more of a rock album, this one. There's 7 songs on this one, not 6. It's a bit more full-blooded rock and roll, I think. But it contains 2 of the biggest slower tunes that I've recorded for this record as a kind of balance. I thought I didn't want it to be too one-sided, So in a strange way, the songs almost form themselves in a as a running order, and I only started to realize it as I completed the songs. That's the thing, songs and recording. It's very difficult. I mean, I counted it up the other day. I've made as an artist and a producer. I've made nearly, I think it's 42 albums now in my
Wow.
career. And so, but it never gets easier. Nothing ever changes. You'd think it'd get easier, but it actually doesn't. It becomes more nuanced. It becomes more considered. It becomes more problematic because you're trying to avoid repeating yourself all the time, that sort of thing. So I think what I try to do these days when I'm making my own music, whether it's Wayward Sons or this solo stuff, is just to let the songs do the talking. Let them finish themselves. Don't try too hard to make them into anything. Let them just be what they are. And that comes from sitting back a little bit and letting the music just breathe and then thinking to myself, well, what do I want to do with this? How do I want to approach the vocal? Are the lyrics correct? Do I want